Good morning. A quick recording on the Trinity machine that I built for someone, and this is going out today. And so I've been speaking to someone that is a healer and spiritual healing. How to use this in that process. First of all, this here is part of what we call a tepaphone. A tepaphone originally was created as a death ray to send out. It was used in a nefarious way at one time to send out negative energy. Okay, you'll see that how bright that is right there. You can direct it. Okay, and I've got this for purposes of explanation here as a demo. I've got it focused on this picture. So let me, in fact, I'm going to turn out the light and get more focused on that. Now, different colors, this comes with a remote, different colors can represent different forms of energy. So you can change, if I aim this correctly, you can change to affect what you're doing, and as you see there. All right, so this is explained in the book, and I'm going to turn the light back on so I can kind of demonstrate here. First of all, what is the person's issue that you're trying to work with them on? Let's say it is, let's say they got some kind of a stomach issue. So what you want to do on the input, you see that says input intention. So what you want to do on the input side of this plate underneath the Tesla coil would be to put a representation. I would suggest you start out that you go on the internet and you print out a picture of a perfectly healthy digestive system, whether it be a stomach, intestines, whatever part of the body you're focused on. You want to put a representation of the perfect healthy example of that on this input plate. Along with that, you'd want to put something to represent who you are going to direct this to. If you have a picture of them, that's great. If you have their name and birth date and you put it on a post-it, you could add it to that as well. You would set this all here, and then you'd go through the process of setting your frequency of these 5 dials, starting from the left and work your way over to the far right. Once you get those set, then the picture or whatever you use to represent your target, the person you're aiming this toward, move it and it only to this purple plate. This is a Tesla energy plate. Okay, this is not what is normally found on a wishing machine. Normally what you find on a wishing machine is just a white stick plate. This is the purple energy plate that I use on the output plate. So you'll leave the representation of the perfectly healthy stomach or intestine or whatever, but you would move the picture or the information regarding the person you're targeting over to the output plate. At that point, you could start your Tesla coil, which I do not have it plugged in right now, and you could set it, the speed and frequency that would help radiate that out. This is sitting in front of this, so that when you aim this out, it can be as vague as in the direction of where they live. If you live in California, they live in New York, you would aim it toward the state of New York. But probably better yet would be that you get a photograph and you tack it on a wall. Let's say that you're in where I am in Alabama, and so New York is to the northeast of me. So I'd find a place on a wall that would, so I could direct this at that picture, but it would also be in the direction of New York. Okay, so this is going to apply an amplification. This is going to send the beam out of the healing process to aid in that. This has a representation of the person that you are wanting to work with, they want the target to be. So you have all this going on at one time. You want to hit this power button. Now, you can even go further to add more energy. This could be a representation of a picture of a perfectly healthy heart. Whatever body part, whatever they're working on, a bad knee, whatever, could be there. Then you could then come down to this tube right here. And in that tube, you could put a representation of the healing energy source. Okay? So you could find some source. It could be a herb. Okay? It could be a little bottle of holy water. Whatever you can find and feel drawn to be the energy healing source. What is going to provide the healing? This is directing that healing to that person. This is enhancing it, and you can leave this going. The only part of this machine I'd leave that I would turn off if the machine is unattended would be the Tesla coil. It's still going to work. It's just going to turn off the amplification part there. So you could leave this on all day if you're going shopping or whatever. You could leave it on in your house, but only use this at the point that you are with attending the machine, because this is sending out sparks of electricity. You'll see it when you turn it on. In fact, I've got a video in conjunction with this. So that, in brevity, is how the Trinity machine could be used to aid or encourage healing of an individual. And there it is, folks. I hand build these. These are not pre-built. They're not factory built. And yes, they do have the look of something hand built, but they are built specifically for the user. Okay? Whoever's going to be using it. I do not build it until they are ordered. And I usually have them out within roughly 3 weeks, sometimes sooner. Of course, sometimes certain parts are hard to come by. Oh, there's also, and I don't have it here, Oregon pyramid that I set in the center here. It's not attached, but I would set it on the center, and then when I have a representation, a witness of whom this is directed to on here, I'd move the Oregon pyramid over on top of them. This all works in conjunction with each other. There's not, to my knowledge, anything beefed up as much as this machine is here for this purpose. So that's how, in brevity, you would use this to assist and to encourage healing in a person. Thank you and best wishes.